Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication Skirmish, the living history magazine. 10.66. That's too much to pay, isn't it? Each issue should cost a £5. And we start with a common question I get asked at battle reenactments is
what side are you on? Are you my minicab driver? Weren't I married to you in Maidstone in the 1960s? Any one of the three.
I actually went to a living history festival once. There were whole fields full of people, some Vikings and then sort of Peninsular War soldiers and Anglo-Saxon. There was a group of them, and there was just one bloke sitting on a chair, and round him were loads of women, and he said, "I'm the mead lord. Everyone here is just here to serve me mead." And I said to one of the women, "Why do you do this?" And she said, "He's got a car."
I went to a World War II reenactment. I was making a film about aspects of Ireland near Cork, and they had all the sort of gear, you know, the right uniforms, the vintage motors. And at one point, a Winston Churchill lookalike came up to me. He had the hat, he had the cigar, he had the waistcoat, he had the entire look. He looked like Winston Churchill, and he said to me, Paul, I'm a big fan of yours." It was very disturbing.
OK, well, here we are. A common question I get asked at battle reenactments is, why do you and your mates always play Germans? These are English reenactors who always take the part of the German army. Talking about the origins of the World War I reenactment group, their leader said, "We started in Belgium, so full marks for authenticity." Next, penguins in Norfolk are what?
Lost.
Related?
Demanding a penguin's vote.
Are breeding with their relatives.
Bored?
Penguins in Norfolk are too randy.
Oh.
Penguins never have any difficulty finding a mate, as they're notoriously easy to pick up. And finally, man in Hull drives car into what?
Hull.
Frenzy, Utopia, City Centre, Mrs. Watson. Mrs. Watson's dog. Alan.
Gap in the road where there are no yellow lines?
Oh, no, well, sort of to do with the road. Man in Hull drives car into large hole. This is Grant Parker from Hull, who drove his car into a massive pothole. Here he is illustrating how big the hole is. Grant said, "I thought hell had opened up," as he drove into Hull.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication Reg Transfers, the magazine for the world of personal number plates. And we start with Simon Cowell reveals what?
Reveals his number plate.
You probably can't see Simon Cowell's number plate for all the cigarette smoke billowing around his pregnant girlfriend. Did you see? There were pictures of... Did you not see that?
Were people smoking?
There's a picture of him in a car, fagging away, pregnant girlfriend in the passenger seat.
Unbelievable. I thought he was evil before, but...
Simon Cowell reveals his baby name choice is Simon.
Oh.
The baby's due in February. Simon Cowell's already got a high chair, some tiny clothes and a booster seat. All he needs now is to get some stuff for the baby. Next, Cornelius Gurlitt has been hiding what?
Is it complete as it is? Just been hiding.
That's the Nazi art.
Masterpieces, yeah.
I will give you that. Cornelius Gurlitt has been hiding secret Nazi art stash.
Yeah.
All the paintings were confiscated in the early 1940s, or as art historians call it, Hitler's angry period. Next, in Essex, we all have what?
Automatic weapons. An intrinsic knowledge of our local area. Personalised number plates.
Personalised plates.
Yeah.
There we are, yes. In Essex, we'll have personal plates. I wanted my initials on my car, but I didn't fancy splashing out in a personalised number plate, so I just bought a second-hand AA van. Brilliant. Next, police dogs will receive what?
I know this.
Go on, then.
Pensions. They're going to get pensions.
Pensions?
Absolutely right.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody said truncheon meat.
Now, they did. That response is the reason why nobody did.
Next, George W. Bush planning what?
A gallery, an exhibition.
Yeah.
He's going to open an exhibition.
Yeah, but that's almost there, yes. He's planning to paint a series of... He's planning to paint a... Oh, Lord.
George W. Bush
planning to paint portrait series of world leaders.
God, we used to accuse him of not being able to read.
Yeah. According to the Telegraph, he is also known to dabble in landscapes, as the people of Iraq know only too well. And finally, David Suchet admits to what when playing Poirot?
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yes, he's got a penny up his arse, hasn't he? So it helps him mince the walk.
Oh, absolutely right, yep. David Suchet admits to clenching a penny between his buttocks when playing Poirot.
Which he learnt from Laurence Olivier,
Yeah.
who I think had more than pennies up his arse at one stage.
Right down to the line, Godfrey.
I know you won't ask me back.
So, the final...
Time for the missing words round,
Oh, I'm good at this.
which this week features as its guest publication the Luton and District Model Aeronautical Society newsletter. There's some lovely models on page 3. 2 Spitfires and a Hurricane. And we start with Jesus turns up what?
And gives Richard Dawkins a real shock.
Jesus turns up the heating. Jesus turns up in a scone in Stafford.
You got the food wrong.
Got the food wrong. Scones, crisps, sponge cake,
Toast.
No,
walnut
Toast,
whip.
yeah.
no.
Face like a walnut whip.
No.
No? Oh, no, I won't go through all the food stuffs in the world.
Jesus turns up on a halloumi tortilla wrap. Well, there it is.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The image of Christ was found on a tortilla bought at a local supermarket, part of Morrison's Meals for the 5,000 range. Next, naked police officer catches sight of what?
Naked police officer catches sight of his wife in bed with 3 policemen, and he goes in and he says, hello, 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 and she says, what's the matter? Aren't you talking to me, then? True story.
Naked police officer catches sight of fugitive in sauna.
Oh.
Classic Swedish police sauna arrest. The suspect was hauled over the coals and beaten with a special branch. Next, what is harder than it looks?
Have I got news for you?
Creme brulee.
Landing your model plane without crashing is harder than it looks.
Yeah.
And finally, what won't appear until after Brexit?
Halley's Comet.
Christ the Almighty.
The Luton and District Aeronautical Show.
Well done. The next edition of the Luton and District Model Aeronautical Society newsletter.
Next, huge duck army. What?
Huge duck army absolutely massacres tiny duck army.
Faces massive bill.
Huge duck army patrols South African vineyard. This is a vineyard in South Africa that uses an army of 800 ducks to control pests. Next, 18-foot-long cucumber. What?
Does not bother woman with 19-foot corridor.
18-foot-long cucumber available for events. The Cucumber Growers Association.
Oh, that must be the finale for the Daffodil Festival.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Is that real?
It looks a bit like a dirigible.
It's got a handle in the middle of it, look.
Yeah.
It's as if they're going to pick it up there and...
Break down the doors of a massive salad.
Next, bald men on high alert. What?
As seagulls target pates.
Good enough.
What?
Yes. Bald men on high alert as marauding owl attacks. It is a bird one. This is about an owl terrorising people in Devon. One bald victim of the so-called terror owl was Richard Clevedon Smith, who reluctantly agreed to recreate the incident for the local paper.
I see that in the photograph behind him, the local Beatles tribute band are restaging the cover to Abbey Road.
Time now for the missing words round, which this week features as its guest publication Bottleship Magazine.
Yes.
The magazine of the European Association of Ships in Bottles. You'll get into it, but you won't know how. And we start with, Zoo will let you what for $10?
Tickle a tortoise.
Kiss a panda or something like that.
No.
Shoot the animals.
Shoot the animals for $10? What sort of business plan would that be? We ain't got any animals, but we got $40 here.
Zoo will let you name a cockroach after your ex. For $10. Next, outrage as what replaced by piece of cardboard.
Family planning advice.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry, how do you think I feel?
It is Russia's eternal flame. Yeah. One of Russia's commemorative eternal flames was replaced with a cardboard cutout, hoping no one would notice. Here it is.
Furious Margate grandma demands Tesco what after what?
Demands Tesco reimburse her after exploding apple crumble renders her sterile.
You are so close to the truth.
Oh, really?
In fact, she demanded that Tesco repaint her house after a bottle of prune juice explodes in her kitchen. After the prune juice exploded violently in her kitchen, the Gran has heard nothing from Tesco. But she's had one keen inquiry from the North Korean Missile Development Agency. Next, what has gone missing with no sightings for more than 8 months?
Loch Ness Monster.
Hope.
It was the Loch Ness Monster. If you believe this story, you really should take a long, hard look in the mirror, as they're the only paper that bothered to cover it.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features, as its guest publication, Window Cleaning Magazine. After a number of negative articles about one window cleaner, he accused the magazine of a smear campaign. And we start with, have you seen an interesting picture related to window cleaning? If so, what?
Keep it to yourself. Have you seen an interesting picture related to window cleaning? If so, tell us all about it.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
If so, we'll try to feature it in Window Cleaning Magazine.
Well, if it doesn't appear in there, you've got no chance anywhere else.
Next, man keeps what in his fridge?
Is it a pint of milk?
Dead grandma.
It's 1,000 stolen eggs.
That's a big fridge.
I know. A factory worker in China was caught with more than 1,000 stolen eggs in his fridge after he pinched them from work. Look at that.
Whoa.
Wow.
How did he get them home?
You see on that top shelf as well, there's a little bit of chicken wrapped up. I wonder what came first. Next, Dalai Lama wants to be reincarnated as what?
Dalai Lama.
Yeah, that's the gig.
No, he's changed the gig.
Has he?
He wants to be reincarnated as a beautiful woman.
Yes, I'll give it. It's a mischievous blonde woman.
He's thinking Sally Burkhardt.
Yes, according to the Telegraph, the Dalai Lama is the world's most famous Buddhist monk. It's fair enough. Next, awful what, blame what?
Awful country, blame the government.
It's actually awful plane food, blame engine noise.
Oh.
Scientists claim that airplane noise affects our palate by suppressing certain tastes, but not salty, sour and bitter. Didn't they used to present Top Gear?
Next, Peter Adams analyses Reginald's what?
It's got to be bonsai, isn't it?
Oak.
Peter Adams analyses Reginald's tree and finds it isn't bonsai, it's just very far away.
No, it was bonsai. It was Peter Adams analyses Reginald's bonsai. Here's Peter Adams in bonsai focus. It's his actual size, obviously. Several celebrities own bonsai trees, such as Ronnie Corbett. He likes a bit of shade.
Does Tom Cruise have a bonsai as well?
Hey, don't slag Tom off, all right?
It was just a normal-sized tree.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's suffered enough.
Did you go and see him because you're going to have a remake of Twins, the Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger film?
You should remake all of Arnie's films, actually. It'd be
You have
fantastic.
been well and truly rumbled
The
there.
Terminator.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm telling you that. I will be back. I'll bloody be back. I'll tell you that. I'll be back.
Big commando facing all those people. Oh, watch it, lads. Someone's
Yeah.
going to get hurt.
Is there any other impressions you do other than me?
I do Tony Blair, but then I sound like him anyway.
Offend someone in Tony Blair's voice.
You know...
That's it, I'm offended.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Oil Installer, the magazine of the heating industry.
That looks like my local priest.
And we start with, I look forward to the arrival of Oil Installer magazine, but
I must get out more instead.
if anyone gets this, I'll give you £100 of my own money.
OK, right, here we go. I look forward to the arrival of Oil Installer magazine, but I wish you had more colour photographs to indicate the wide-ranging aspects of our industry.
The opposite.
I look forward
I give you £100. It's gone too
The answer is, I look forward to the arrival of Oil Installer magazine, but we are a niche specialist magazine and we should keep it that way. Next, what, missing for more than a century, rediscovered by scientists?
Theresa May.
The answer is faceless fish missing for more than a century, rediscovered by scientists. This is the faceless fish that was spotted this week for the first time in Australia since 1873. According to the scientist who found the fish, you can't see any eyes, any gills or any mouth. I think what you found there, mate, is a stick. Next, what? No longer a dirty word.
Coffee.
Dirty.
Oil.
Oil, no longer a dirty word. According to Oil Installer, oil is no longer a dirty word. Well, that depends on your point of view. For some, oil is refined. For others, it's crude. And finally, big birds are more likely to what?
Fly short distances. Cluck longer.
Big birds are more likely to be faithful. Scientists revealed this week that birds with small brains are associated with promiscuity, with females being the guiltiest of all. According to the research, the albatross was the most faithful bird, followed by the guillemot, while the common shag was what they called the sparrow who lived opposite.